Hey y'all, we are back to my channel and I am so happy to see you. So if you know anything about me, you know that I lived in Colombia for a year between 2021 and 2022. I talk about Colombia all the time on my channel, and I plan to move there next year in 2026. And so I really wanted to give you all like phrases and different words that are very common in Colombia. So when you hear them, you'll know what they mean, or you can use them to impress people. So first, I just want to show you all these earrings. It's a black woman. Shout out to Cartagena. That's where I purchased these earrings. And also randomly, shout out to El Salvador. That's where I got this ring. I am not married, but this is the only finger this ring would fit on. So boom. Anyway, I want to let you all know that this is my channel, Fly Like Me PhD. I am Dr. Maya, and I encourage Black women to live or to travel abroad. I have been to 45 countries and I have lived in 6 countries, one of those countries being Colombia. What is so exciting, if you make it to the end of this video, is I'm going to tell you about country 46. So every time I do videos, y'all, I'm always like 45 countries, 45 countries. I'm going to country 46 for my birthday in August, Leo season. Okay. And I cannot wait to tell you all what country 46 is going to be. So first, I just want to say, if you have liked, if you have commented, if you have subscribed, thank you for supporting my content, supporting each other, for us being in community. I talked to one of my subscribers and she was like, Maya, I feel like we're friends. We are friends. We are friends in the liberation and the justice and the equality of Black people. That is where our friendship comes from. And together, we work every day to educate each other, to help each other, to connect with each other so that we all can be free. All right. So if you're looking forward to learning about Colombian phrases and Colombian words, why don't you like this video right now? So let's get into it. Our first Colombian phrase is con gusto. And con gusto is going to mean with pleasure. So when you say, thank you for helping me with the car, people might say con gusto. When you say, thank you for helping me move, they will say con gusto. In restaurants, they say con gusto commonly, and people say it amongst each other. So it is a way of saying you're welcome. So if you're in Colombia, oppress them by saying con gusto for you're welcome. The next phrase that I have for you is a la orden. So I remember at one point I went to a shop and the woman was outside like, a la orden, a la orden, a la orden. And that's going to be at your service. So you may not use this phrase, but you might hear it typically. You know, you're like, I have a question. It's like, a la orden. Like, how can I help you? Well, what do you need? Okay. A la orden. The next word or phrase that I have for you is ven acá. So ven acá or ven aquí is going to be an accent mark on the last letter of the word, ven acá, ven aquí, and that's going to mean come here. So depending on where you are in Latin America, some people will say ven acá, some people will say ven aquí. Both of them mean the same thing. It means come here. But in Colombia, they say ven acá. So what is funny about ven acá or come here, come close is that you'll be having conversations with people and they'll say ven acá. And you're like, I'm right here. What are you talking about? So it will be a person sitting right here and they'll be like, ven acá, ven acá. You're like, girl, I'm right here. So they'll be telling a story and they're like, then my brother, he went to the store. Pero Maya, ven acá, ven acá. And I'm like, girl, I'm right here. So one of my friends in Colombia, he's hilarious. He said that they want you to put your face in the conversation. Ven acá, put the face in the conversation. And so you will typically hear people just say ven acá, ven acá. And you're like, I am literally sitting right next to you. But I think that it kind of means like pay attention. You know how you be like, listen to this. You won't believe this part. So it's like ven acá, like really pay attention to this part specifically. The next word that I have for you is plata. So plata means money. So we have learned in Spanish that money means dinero, which it does. In some places in Latin America, they're going to say dinero, and in some places they're going to say plata. So when I was going out, I like to go out dancing. I was like, oh, friend, come dancing with me. And they'd be like, no tengo plata, which means I don't have any money, right? Because obviously there's sometimes a cost to go into the club. There's a cost to get drinks, and so they're like, we ain't got no money for that. So people will say plata. And so you can use the word plata instead of using the word dinero in Spanish. Our next phrase is que pena. So another thing is in some Latin American countries, they'll say que lástima, like what a shame, how unfortunate, what a pity. But in Colombia, they'll say que pena. Okay, so you can say that when something happens, somebody lost their job, somebody's upset because something happened, you say que pena. The next one is mil gracias. This is one of my favorite phrases. It's like 1,000 thank yous. So we say all the time, gracias, gracias, gracias por eso, gracias por ayudarme. Thank you for that. Thank you for helping me. But mil gracias is 1,000 thank yous. So for me, whenever people do stuff, I'm like, mil gracias, mil gracias. So it's a good thank you. It's like an even higher thank you than thank you. The next phrase I have for you is me haces falta. Okay, so faltar is to miss something. In some countries, people will say, te extraño mucho. I miss you. But in Colombia, they will say, me haces falta. So when I left, people would say, Maya, me haces falta, like I miss you. So you can say that instead of te extraño mucho. But in some countries, you can say that as well. And fun fact, in Spain, it's te echo de menos is I miss you. So you have te echo de menos, te extraño mucho, or in Colombia, me haces falta. Our next word or phrase is que chévere. It is an accent over the E. You remember I told you, raise your voice when there's an accent mark. Que chévere. So que chévere is going to be like, how cool, how great, look at you. In the US, we would say, that's awesome, that's amazing, that's dope, that's tight, okay? Que chévere. In Spain, I keep mentioning Spain because I lived in Spain for a semester as well. They will say que guay. Like, how cool is that? So whenever something happens, another phrase that is common is que bueno. Whenever something happens in Colombia, you can say que chévere or que bueno. That also works as well. Our next phrase is going to be cuándo vuelvas. So that is going to be, when are you coming back? So for me, when I was leaving Colombia towards the end of the year, remember I had been there a whole year, so people were like used to seeing me all the time. They would be like, ¿Cuándo vuelvas? And I hated this question because I'm like, girl, I don't know. I don't know when I'm coming back. I had to come back to the US for a job at the university. I'm like, I don't know when I'll be able to return. So it was always a sad question to me, but it's sweet because people are like, I miss you, I miss you already. I want to see you again. So when are you coming back? The next phrase, this phrase, y'all really had me for months. I would be like, what are y'all talking about? Is no me cuadra. So cuadrar is a square, cuadrar. And no me cuadra means that's not what I expected. That doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense. So when something's confusing and you're like, I don't know about that, girl, it's no me cuadra. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So when I would say, in the US, we have to oh my God, y'all, this is going to be so relevant right now. We have to get a new ID. We need a real ID that has a star at the top of it so that we can travel. It's like, no me cuadra. Like, you're American. Why do you need a star on your ID? By the way, y'all, get that real ID because they might be stopping us from traveling domestically if we don't have it. Get that star. on your ID. That's random, but no me cuadra. Okay, so now we have cancelar. Cancelar was very, very confusing to me. Okay, no me cuadra. Let me add that. Like, it did not make a lot of sense to me, but I think I'm getting it now. So cancelar is like to close your tab. So people will say, ¿quieres cancelar? And for me, it means cancel. Like, do you want to cancel this? And I'm like, no, girl, I want my tab. But I think it's, do you want to cancel your tab? Like, close out your tab. So they will say cancelar, not to cancel, but like to close it. Do you want to close it? Do you want to end it? Cancelar. Another thing is regálame. Regálame. For that, it is going to be give me. So this is a command, y'all. Don't just go around being like, regálame. Don't just say that to people. It's a command and it's a little demanding. But when I was in Colombia, people said it all the time. So they would say, gift me. Regálame is to gift me something. So they would say that in terms of like, give me something when they're serving you at a restaurant. Regálame un helado. Give me a ice cream. So that is very common. In other countries, they might say, me das, could you give me? Me sirves, could you serve me something? But in Colombia, a lot of times they would say, regálame. Another word that I have for you is cuota. So cuota is going to be like a payment plan. So think of it like that. You can break your payments up into smaller payments. So when my friend and I we were in Cali, Colombia, and we went to a spa to get massages. And by the way, y'all, the massage was amazing in Cali, Colombia. We were like in a bathtub. We got champagne. We got strawberry, chocolate colored strawberries. We got the massage. We got nice robes. Shout out to Cali, Colombia for that spa. It was beautiful. It was so relaxing. After it, I'll just give you an example. Let's say the massage cost $100. She said, how many quotas do you want? So quotas will be breaking it down. You're going to say 0 quotas if you want to pay for the whole amount. So we said 0. We want to pay 100 right now. If you wanted 4 quotas, that means we're going to break that 100 down 4 times. So that means it'll be $25 and you will pay those in quotas over time. Maybe you'll pay it like once a month, like a layaway plan. Remember that in the US, you could put things on layaway and pay them down like that. Or you could do 2 quotas, which means you will pay $50. So maybe you pay $50 today for the massage and another $50 in a month. I think the quotas are pretty cool. Like if you don't have all the money to pay for something right now, you can still get the service and just pay in quotas later on. If you don't want to pay in quotas, you'll be balling. You just say 0 quotas. I'm going to pay for everything right now. Next, we have cuenta con eso. So cuenta con eso is like, you can count on that. You can count on me. So you're like, hey, are you going to like help me to prepare my speech tomorrow? They're like, cuenta con eso. You're like, hey, could I borrow like $20? Cuenta con eso. Hey, I need to just come over to your house so that you could help me zip up my dress. Cuenta con eso. So you can use that and somebody will say like, I'll help you with that. I got you. Our final phrase is going to be estás, perdida or perdido. I think that this phrase is hilarious. And sometimes I would just take time by myself. I would be in my apartment for like a week and maybe I wouldn't hang out with people. Then I would see them and they'd be like, Maya, estás perdida, which means you're lost. And I'm like, girl, I'm right here. What are you saying? And one of my friends gets really upset. He hates this phrase because it's almost like blaming you for boundaries. Like maybe you didn't want to come around. Maybe you didn't feel good. And people are like, estás perdida. Like you're lost. We haven't seen you. But I would like to change that saying on its head. And maybe it's like, I miss you. Like, where have you been? So those are our Colombian phrases and words. I gave you 15. Impress me by going out there to Colombia and just trying to use 1 or 2 of the phrases. Right now, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like right now. And if you have not subscribed, because we're getting close to 700 subscribers, which is so exciting. So I also want you all to know that I have multiple videos on Colombia. So if you are interested in learning about country scouting in Medellin, Colombia, I have a video on that. I have videos on neighborhoods within Medellin. And the first video I ever made is about affordable housing in Colombia. So please check out my other videos. I love Colombia, as you all know. And so I just wanted to give you all like personal information about being there. I told you Colombians are lovely people, so impress them with some of these phrases. Why don't y'all let me know in the comment section which of these Colombian phrases or words have you used? Do you know? And if you've been to Colombia, tell me some other things that are like very signature to Colombians and words that they use. So at this time, you know that we're going to mention our next video. It is going to be a live. I hope that you all know that we are going live. We're doing pre-recorded videos. If y'all get tired of hearing me talk, I'm bringing in all my homegirls. I'm bringing in all my friends so you can get some diversity in terms of our content. I want to give a shout out to a very special person in my life. She is the one that donated money to the cause of Maya. This is my birthday present from her. She paid for the app that allows me to have people featured on my channel. So y'all don't know this. Maybe you don't know this behind the scenes. We can't just like feature people on our channel on YouTube. You have to pay somewhere else in order to get people featured on your channel. The platform I use is called StreamYard. And so she bought me StreamYard for my birthday, which is going to be in August. And I want to thank her for that because now I can interview people on my channel. So the next conversation we're having is a live and it's for Juneteenth, y'all. We are back to Juneteenth. I hope that you're going to take Juneteenth off. I wish we could take June off. Woo! Take Juneteenth off. If you are off on that day, we are going live and we are continuing our conversation about Colombia. Shout out to Cartagena, my earrings from Cartagena. We're talking about Cartagena, Colombia. One of the women that's going to be in this conversation with me is one of my dear friends and colleagues that I love so much. Her name is Dr. Crystal. She is very smart. She is very informative, and she's in Cartagena right now. And so she is going to be telling us all about her experience. She comes back from Cartagena at the beginning of June. So we're going to have a great conversation with her. Another person is one of my most faithful subscribers and followers. Her name is Claude. And Claude is going to be coming and she is going to be talking to us about Cartagena. She was in Cartagena this year in February and can give us information in real time about her experience. Now, the person that was in Cartagena the longest ago is going to be me. I was in Cartagena like back in 2022. I told y'all I was in Colombia from 2021 to 2022, and I was in Cartagena for a week. So we are all going to tell you about our different perspectives of Cartagena on Juneteenth. So please make sure you tune in. It's going to be posted under the lives on my channel. It's going to be Thursday, June the 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Central. So please, please, please tune in. We want to have you there. We want to have a really great conversation about Colombia and have a wonderful Juneteenth together. We'll also be talking about Black history in Colombia. So you want to watch that video. If you have made it to the end of this video, we're talking about my birthday in August, Leo season, and country 46. So I'm going to be going to, drumroll please, I'm going to be going to Panama. There's an accent on the end of the A at the end of Panama. And I've been to Panama before. I'm going to tell you all more about my experience in Panama. I'll have some future videos about that. So I've been there before, so that doesn't count. But country 46, y'all, is Bolivia. I am so excited to go to Bolivia for my birthday in August. I know that we're all obsessed with age. How old is Maya? I will be in my mid-30s, y'all. So I will be celebrating my birthday in Bolivia, in Panama. And I'll come back to y'all and tell y'all I've been to country 46, which is Bolivia. So look out after I travel to Bolivia and Panama. We're doing country scouting in Panama and Bolivia. So those are our future videos. So happy that you all are here. Please, please, please come to our live on Juneteenth. Always a pleasure to talk to you all. And I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.